Hi everybody, it's Charles with an entry for the 10th of May. It was a Saturday. Um, Basically today I'm just going to talk about something simple. I had a discussion with a coworker the other day about my preference for long hair or short hair on me. Obviously on other people, it's a whole different ball game. I think longer hair looks better on women than a lot of the shorter cuts. But then again, it's obviously, it's a person by person, basis. But obviously that kind of long hair, I don't think it looks as good on men. I think it's a gender specific thing. Um, but for me personally, I I'll talk about that stuff in a different video. So I'm not just gonna leave the topic hanging. But so for me, I prefer shorter hair, or when I have shorter hair. Obviously I've never really had, extremely long hair. Like the longest hair I've ever had is, this haircut, but to the point where people say you should get a haircut. I've never had like shoulder length, or I've never had like, a real like length to it. I've never had anything like that. So for me, longer hair is not like shoulder length. It's just, I mean, obviously I could go shoulder length. My hair doesn't just like automatically fall out if it reaches, a certain length. But yeah, I mean, for me, when I deem, long hair, I don't deem shoulder length. I deem just, more more of a haircut needing length. And for me, I don't like it. Like obviously when you do that, you have more hair, and you could kind of like you can part it more, and you can kind of like style it a little bit more. You can, if you really wanted to, you could, frost the tips or whatever the fuck you want to do. You do all that shit, but for me, I prefer, shorter hair, especially now. I mean, back when I was younger, high school, even, early college, I was a little worried about getting it too short. I don't like a buzz or a crew cut look because, I don't think I have the face or the head for it. A lot of white dudes have, they look decent, with the shaved, or they look good with the shaved head, and some of them look decent with the shaved head or buzz cut. But I think I have for me, I have like if I get the buzz cut, I look like I've just joined the military, or if I get the shaved head, I look like I unfortunately look like a chemo patient. I just have that like my head is just especially, or my scalp is especially white. It doesn't have like a good shape to it. It doesn't make me look attractive. It just makes me look like I lost all my hair in some weird accident or some like forced cutting or something like that. Um, yeah, so I've got like a kind of like a kind of a chubby white guy face, with like the big cheeks and everything. So it's not kind of like it doesn't. I don't think it would look good with a shaved head. Um, I mean, there are a lot of people who look good with shaved heads. Like I've had friends, and I think one of my doctors has a shaved head, and I can't picture him with like a big or a set of like a head of hair or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, for me, I can't picture myself the other way. Maybe that's just because I've always seen myself with a head of hair. But um, that being said, the reason that I don't grow it out longer, especially now, is because I feel like there's a lot less upkeep, with shorter hair. Um, I don't I don't really like to do much to my hair. Like I don't even like to comb it, to be honest. Um, but because I feel like it's not just the fact of combing. Like most people, they picture, oh, you comb it once in the morning, and then you're fine. But for me, I feel like it constantly, if it's longer, I comb it, and then I walk to work in the morning. The wind blows it a little bit, and then I have to comb it again. And it just feels like, every time it gets frazzled. Maybe, I get to work, I take off my sweater, it gets frazzled. and then I don't notice that it's been frazzled, and then I just walk around work for a few hours with an unkept head of hair, and it looks like I just got out of bed in the morning. Or maybe I just it's the winter time. I just took off my hat and I've got straight up like hat hair, and so it just seems like a head of hair with the less upkeep is the way for me to go, because I don't like to fix my appearance that often. I don't like to stand and like go to the bath and stand in front of a mirror and just like like gel up the hair or whatever the fuck you have. I just like to sometimes when I'm in the bathroom I'll wash my hands in the sink, and then I'll just use the excess water and I'll just use it to put it in my hair, because I don't like it when my hair kind of like, I don't like having like the Caesar look where it just like hangs down and they can see like exactly how long your bangs are over your forehead. So I don't like that look. It makes me kind of seem like a coconut head or like a monkey. So I kind of like it a little higher. I kind of try to prop it up a little bit on my forehead. I mean, yes, that makes my forehead look bigger, but I prefer that appearance over the hair down kind of look. That makes me look like more of a child, and it makes me, seem, like it makes it look like I need a haircut even more than I actually do. Um, Another thing that I don't like is that my hair gets extremely greasy. Like, I take a shower every day. Like, and if I don't, like today, I didn't take a shower because I've just been lounging around my apartment, and my hair feels like like it's just a bucket of grease right now. And I mean, it's only been one day since I've taken a shower. Like, some people can go, by taking a shower, I also include washing my hair. So I know that some people, take a shower, but they don't wash their hair, for whatever reasons. But so when I say take a shower, I also mean washing my hair. But so I haven't taken a shower for one day, and it feels like a bucket of grease. So, obviously I don't want my head of hair to feel like a bucket of grease. I mean, maybe if somebody else runs their hand through it, they won't think it's a bucket of grease, but to me it feels greasy. I feel like my face is greasier because, grease obviously descends, it leaks down onto your face, and for me it causes more of an acne problem. I get more pimples, I get that shiny nose look that I don't like, and it starts to, it makes me feel like I need to wash my face more, and it bothers me more. And so that's another reason why I don't like, longer hair, because obviously, it feels greasier when I'm not able to shower, early in the morning, or when I choose not to shower. Even at the end of, a long day, my hair will feel greasy, even if I've showered that morning, if I have a lot of it, you know. So when I have, less hair, obviously it feels less greasy at the end of a long day and stuff like that. Plus the fact that I have a tendency to touch my hair sometimes, sometimes it's just like, it gets itchy, or, I just move it around or something like that, not thinking about it. I mean, I know that you're not supposed to touch your hair, with your greasy or dirty hands or something like that, but, I don't, it's not that I don't treat my hair well, it's just that, I don't think of it as deeply as a lot of other people do. I mean, obviously I'm happy that it's there, I'm happy that I'm not balding, or it's not falling out, or, I mean, I know that it is going gray, but I mean, I'm happy that it's not like, it's not really, really bad looking or something like that. I mean, obviously, I wish I wasn't going gray at, 30, but, I'll take gray over no hair. I mean, if I feel bad enough about it, obviously there are hair dye products and that kind of shit. But at this stage, I just say fuck it. Um, but yeah, I mean, so I have a tendency to just abstractly touch my hair for whatever reason, and it's just like it just becomes greasier due to my hands and stuff like that. And I just prefer a well, not too short. Like I said, I don't like the buzz cut, or I don't like the shaved head, but I don't want it, I don't like when, you know, the wind blows it and it looks like some kind of weird, like, animal is settled on my head or something like that. You know, I don't like the comb over look where, like, the wind takes it and you have, like, this really, really long, like, strand of hair. Which, I mean, I have a sloping forehead and my hair starts kind of high up. So when it gets really long and my bangs get really long, like I do have this long, you know, with long set of hair right here. So when the wind takes it, it gets really, you know, like long because it's kind of, it has to be long to cover up all of my forehead. So I mean, it's just, you know, the wind takes it and starts to blow up, and you know, it bothers me. I mean, that's not to say that I'm extremely vain. I think I'm probably less vain than most other people my age. I mean, obviously, you know, I try and take care of my appearance somewhat. You know, I like to, you know, I like to dress moderately well. I mean, granted, I'm a jeans and sneakers and t-shirt kind of dude. I mean, I don't. My jeans are, you know, like whatever's cheapest and fits well and is comfortable. Like I don't go for designer names or anything like that. I mean, obviously, I'm not in the financial position to go for designer names. I mean, yes, I could, you know, spend more on pants and, you know, maybe have less pairs, or I could, you know, save less and go heavier on, you know, clothing or something like that. But you know, I like, you know, a pair of, you know, if I get a pair of jeans on sale at Old Navy for, you know, $17 to $20, that's usually what I go for. Um, Sweaters, I usually go for, you know, just hoodies, or, you know, I like the long sleeve t-shirt or the white tee, you know, or sometimes, you know, if I'm going to go somewhere and I'm going to wear a t-shirt, I'll wear, like, you know, a t-shirt with a design or a logo on it, you know, because otherwise the white tee is more like, you know, it's an undershirt kind of look. But you know, I'll get more into like my fashion sense in a different video. But yeah, I mean, for my hair, like I like it medium. Like right now, I think I'm in maybe 2 or 3 weeks. I think I'll get my hair cut because right now it's feeling really greasy and it's starting to annoy me in the fact that like it's starting to just hang down and give like that, you know, I just took off a hat look kind of, you know, unless I play with it up in the front a little bit. You know, if it gets too long, it becomes like this nervous tick that I have to kind of like brush it back a little bit, even though it's not covering my eyes or anything. It's just like I can feel it on this part of my forehead, and it annoys me. And I also feel like I have that, you know, that like the Caesar look, which I really, really don't like. I don't know why I hate it so much, but I just do. But so I just have a tendency to always play here. But when I have, you know, a short head of hair, I don't have that tendency, and you know, I can just, you know, I feel like more like I can. As weird as it seems, I feel like, you know, more like I can accomplish more, and you know, I feel like when less things occupy my mind, when less stupid things occupy my mind, I feel like, you know, I'm more out there, I'm more aggressive, I'm more able to take things by the horns and get them done. So when I fucking, you know, I stand there and I play with my hair, you know, it fucking bothers me. I mean, obviously, I know that's something that's like a nervous tick of mine, but it's just like, you know, when I have short hair, I don't, you know, play with it. And then fucking that's, you know, a better situation for me. But I also realize that when you have shorter hair, you have less stylistic, you know, choices, you know. A lot of like, you know, celebrities and fucking and you know, rock stars and shit, they have longer hair and you know, they're able to fucking, you know, do more with it. You know, they can fucking, you know, they dye it and they fucking, you know, tease it, or they fucking, you know, put it in some kind of ponytail or something like that. I mean, I'm talking about men here. I'm not talking about women. I mean, women with long hair obviously have fucking, you know, a lot different, you know, style things. They, you know, ponytail it, they braid it and shit like that, and they fucking. But I'm talking about men here because I am a man, not because fucking I'm sexist. It's just that I happen to be a male of the species. But yeah, I mean, granted, I don't like really long hair. Like, you know, a lot of, I like, you know, heavy metal, some heavy metal bands and metal music, and a lot of those dudes have really long hair because evidently it's some kind of symbol of like rockers and like headbanging. And I don't headbang, so maybe that's why I don't have a preference for, you know, long hair. But I don't think that's a good male look. You know, it's just, it gets, for a lot of them, they don't take care of it, and it gets really like dirty looking, and it gets really like, you know, naughty and ratty looking. And it's like, I don't think, you know, being a metal, you know, guitarist or singer, I don't think having like a dirty look is like a requirement for performing that kind of music. So I think it's just, for some reason, it's become some kind of an image thing. And for me, I think most image things are kind of stupid. I mean, it's all about what you can do, you know. It's not about how you look, making people think that you can do it. I mean, obviously, when like freaking some like, you know, like, I mean, Rick Astley was like this. I'm not sure if people know about him, but he he was this skinny young white dude, and then he was a singer in the, I think it was the late '80s and '90s, and he, you know, he used to sing, and he had like this deep, powerful, soulful voice that was attributed mostly to like, you know, fat black dudes and like, you know, like church choirs and shit like that. And so when he sang, people were just like, "Whoa!" Now, like they were shocked that, you know, such a powerful and booming voice was coming from, you know, this scrawny white dude. And so I mean, that, I guess that is when image starts to negatively affect you, because I bet you when he went to auditions and he was like, "Yo, I can sing. I got like this booming voice." People were like, "Nah, you don't, bro. No, you don't." And so that's when image can negatively affect you. Um, But I mean, just for to have like dirty hair, that doesn't automatically make you seem like more of a rocker, at least not in my opinion. But that's, you know, that's beside me, because obviously I don't want my hair to be anywhere near that long, because the upkeep, you know, in the grease factor would be exponential. um, Plus the fact, you know, where I work in my current lifestyle, you know, my shit would be getting caught indoors and fucking, you know, they'd probably get caught in the bail machine at work, or fucking, you know, I'd be trying to like, you know, bend down and lift something. Next thing I know, my hair is stuck in something, or it just wouldn't be the work that I'm, you know, I do at the moment, and you know, the lifestyle that I lead. It wouldn't be practical to have, you know, long hair like that. I mean, yes, you could fucking tie it up or put it in a hat or some shit like that, but you know, a hat at work and it's fucking like, it's not part of the dress code, and fucking, you know, I mean, I could probably get away with it, but it would just be, you know, a lot of extra work for something that I don't deem very valuable. Um, so yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm sure you understand by now why I prefer, you know, short hair. I mean, there are a lot of different styles, you know, for even a head of hair like mine. Like I said, I could part it, go with the JFK look. You know, I could dye it and shit like that. But I mean, I prefer it even shorter than this, because, you know, I have a tendency to, you know, I like to work hard. And, you know, that's not to say that I'm fucking, oh my God, I work harder than everybody else. But, you know, if I sweat or something, I tend to, you know, I don't like my hair to get all, you know, like wet and fucking it flaps around and shit like that. So when you have shorter hair, you know, your head is better ventilated and shit like that. So that's another plus for it. Plus, I just think it's a better, it feels like a better look to my, you know, I have a very circular face, and, you know, so I feel like it's a better look. Plus, if I have longer hair, that means that my sideburns get longer. I mean, I could trim back my sideburns, but I don't. So my sideburns get longer, and then fucking I just look more unkept, and it's just, you know, it's just a worse look for me. Like for myself, I like the, you know, I like the cleaner haircut look, you know. But that's you know, that's aside from what I feel like all, you know, fucking other people's personal preferences are for me. Like I know my mother thinks I look better with fucking, you know, a little bit longer hair, but she has this ideal that fucking, you know, JFK is still like the fucking the epitome of like male handsomeness. So I don't agree with that. I mean, like I said, I don't like extremely short hair, but you know, I think JFK's hair was, you know, he had Poindexter hair kind of more than a Poindexterish more than I want my hair to appear. So I mean that's pretty much why I usually, you know, keep it cut pretty short. I mean this is like I said, this is probably pretty short to a lot of you. But I mean, to a lot of people, it probably seems pretty long. To those that prefer, you know, the fades and the, you know, the really close cuts and the buzzes, it probably appears to be pretty long. But I mean, this I feel like is, you know, standard white guy hair. Like it's the same kind of hair my father had. You know, unfortunately, it's not really thick. You know, so I can't do like, you know, kind of the up cuts and shit like that. You know, it's longish, but it's thin. You know, it's longish for, you know, like old-fashioned white guy hair, and it's very thin. So like I said, I can't do like a lot of the, you know, the propped up, you know, like the gelled and shit like that, because then you can actually legit see parts of my scalp through my like through the gelled hair and shit like that. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much my hair in a nutshell, and that's fucking, you know, why I get it cut the way that I do. I mean, obviously I know that my hair is not the focal point of who I am and shit like that. I'm not trying to say it is. I'm not trying to say that people spend an absurd amount of time looking at my head of hair. You know, I'm fucking just some normal dude. You know, but fucking for me, if I'm trying to achieve my, you know, my what I call my best quality look, and fucking that is, you know, the type of haircut that I prefer. Anyways, fucking thank you for listening. I'll see you tonight.